Hey everyone, I wanted to give a shout out to Imstillworkin. I was watching one of her garden videos there last week, I think it was, and she was showing how she weeds her garden. Well, there was one thing in it that really grabbed my attention, and she had taken a dandelion digger and she had bent the end of it to form a hoe, and she used this to hoe between plants that were really close together, you know, under a tomato cage or in between beans or something like that, and it worked really well. Now, I don't have a dandelion digger, and I was talking to hubby and showing him how well it worked, and I was thinking of getting one just for the purpose of making a mini hoe, and he suggested a barbecue fork would work much alike. So he took an old barbecue fork and he bent the ends in, and this is quite sharp and it works really well. Now, it's on a short handle because I wanted it for working in my raised beds, and you could easily attach this to a longer garden handle if you wanted. Even a couple of hose clamps around this and another pole would attach it, and then it would have the advantage that you could unattach it if you wanted to work in a raised bed, because I find a longer handle is a little awkward to deal with in that situation. The other thing was, we had this little weeder here. It belongs to one of our kids. They got it for one of their birthday presents along with a bunch of gardening stuff, and it's okay, but this end was so dull that you really couldn't weed with it. It was more like a hoe with just a squared edge, and you know, it just would batter the soil, but it wouldn't do anything. So we took that and he ground an edge down to make it really sharp, and it now is a very useful tool. And I think we might have paid $2 for this at the dollar store or something, and it's actually fairly solid, so I'm pretty happy with that. And between these two, I was able to weed my raised bed with all my cabbages and broccoli in it, and it took me maybe half an hour. And the weeds were really bad in there because I've been so busy working on getting the other gardens planted this past week or two that I hadn't been able to keep up with them. So that saved me hours of hand weeding. So I just wanted to share this. If it helps anyone, then that's great. Happy weeding!